Hello, good afternoon on this cold, snowy day in Markham, Ontario. It is just past 2 p.m. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late logging on. I was running around doing a few things and then I couldn't believe it. It was 2 o'clock already. Time goes so fast. I thought I would have extra time today because I just felt like everything was going slower because of the snow. And actually today my husband was supposed to go to Ottawa. He's a school principal, and so he was going to do some interviewing out in Ottawa. And hi, Wendy. I'm glad to see you on. Wonderful. So yes, he was supposed to go to Ottawa and work at a fair, kind of a job fair thing tomorrow. And so we had it all planned that I was going to take a break from the craft cave and go with him and hang out in Ottawa, maybe eat some poutine, visit with a friend of mine that is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Her name's Cynthia. So I was all pumped for this. Both of us were all excited because it was almost like a little couple getaway, even though he had to work. But then I get to visit with my friend Cynthia. But then snowstorm happened, and so he's not going out to Ottawa. And so that made me think, okay, well, I can do my stamping work, and since I wasn't going to do that much stamping work anyway, I'll just stamp and play and wander around meaninglessly at home. And then all of a sudden it was 2 o'clock. So sorry I'm a bit late. That's the whole story to explain why I'm late. So if you guys are just joining in and you're new to my Sunday, sorry, not, did I say Sunday Story Time? It's not Sunday Story Time. It's Tuesday at 2, Facebook Live on my Stampin' for Fun Facebook page. I called it Sunday Story Time because I do a Facebook Live just for my Team Stick stampers on Sunday. And but you guys don't get to be a part of that unless you're Team Stick. So if you want to enjoy the perks of Team Stick and enjoy Sunday Story Time, then you need to join my team. But yes, okay, so we are on Facebook Live Tuesday at 2. I have been trying to do it every week. Last week I missed out because I had to reschedule a class because of another snowstorm. So I hope you guys still saw the YouTube video that I posted so that you guys still got some Stampin' inspiration. Oh good, Deb got on. I see Andrea's on. I know snow day, right? So maybe more people can get on today. That's amazing. That's great. So that's one benefit of the snow day, I guess, is that we can visit and chat. So if you're new to Tuesday at 2 or you just need a reminder, all you have to do is comment in order to be entered into a drawing and share my Facebook Live video as well. So you can share it into a group that you're in or share it on your personal page. I love to share Stampin' with others. So as my thank you for sharing the video or commenting, you'll be entered into a drawing for a prize. And so the prize is this week, so there'll be 2 drawings. The prizes this week are some markers. I'm thinking green because green makes me think of leaves and leaves make me think of spring. So I can't wait for this snowy cold weather to hit the road. I'm ready for spring and summer for sure. Donna's on. Yay. Hi, Donna from snowy Scarborough. Yes, maybe you're having a snow day at home too. So don't forget, if you're logging on, that you can definitely comment to be entered for a chance to win. And you can share the video for another chance to win. Okay, Storm stayed in Milton without my stamp stuff. Oh dear. Mary Louise doesn't have her stamp stuff. That's sad. Okay, but don't worry. We are going to do some stamping here. So a few things. I always like to start with some announcements so that you guys know what's going on. The past few weeks I've been sharing about my online bingo class event. So registration is basically closed for that. I think it was supposed to close yesterday. So hopefully everyone has contacted me. I've been in touch with you if you've contacted me about payment and registering for the online bingo class. If if I missed you or you didn't let me know, just let me know for sure today if you want to be in for the online bingo class. If you've never done one of my online Stampin' Bingos, it's just fun. I mail you the make and take packets. You stamp along with me through video conference. And I also give you bingo board so that we can play bingo just for fun. So it's kind of a fun stamping class. It's like a games night stamping class. Okay, so let me know today, like really yesterday was the deadline, but I haven't quite submitted the order for the supplies and everything. I haven't started cutting yet. So if you didn't manage to sneak in, then make sure to let me know. Okay, other upcoming classes is the next one to know about, which is great for if you're able to come in person to Markham. I do a class on the last Wednesday of the month. Oh, I love hearing comments. Okay, who's commenting here? There was a 3-day storm. Pam says there was a 3-day storm that ended last night. So she spent yesterday stamping Valentine treat holders. Yeah, that's a great way to spend your time when there's a storm for sure. Okay, so my class on Wednesday, March the 23rd is a Stamp-A-Stack showcasing the wonderful Romance stamp set. Let me get the stamp set for you. Let me see if I can quickly rustle it up here in my cupboard. Okay, so this is the wonderful Romance stamp set. Of course, it doesn't look as awesome when you're just looking at the case, but when you look at the pages in the catalog, it's just so beautiful. The coordinating papers, the embellishments, I fell in love with it all. So whenever I'm in love with everything, I have to do a class on it. So March the 27th, mark your calendars if you're local and you can come out, register for the wonderful Romance Stamp-A-Stack. You're going to get to make 8 cards, 2 of 4 different designs. And the stamp set is included in the class fee. So it's an amazing, amazing deal. And it's only $45. So you get the 8 cards, envelopes, embellishments to make the cards. You get the stamp set to go home with. Don't worry if you already have the stamp set. Deb is already saying she loves that stamp set. She already has it. Don't worry if you already have the stamp set because you can just substitute another stamp set of the same or equal value as part of your class bundle. And so what'll happen if you're able to come out to Markham and take the class, please do. Excuse me, then you can use my inks and everything like that. But if you are long distance or you're not able to come to the class, then you need to order the class to go. Okay, and all the to go class is, it's you just have to add on $10. So the class fee is $45. Just add on $10, and then it's $55. It'll include the shipping to your door of the make and take packets. And Deb's asking if the class is March or February. March 27th is the wonderful Romance Stamp-A-Stack. If you can't come, don't worry, I'll mail you the make and take packets and you get an email with the photographs and any tips for completing the cards. But I do as much pre-punching, pre-die cutting, all of that as much as I can, so that you just have to stamp and assemble. So you already have the stamp set included in the class, so you'll have the stamp. You just have to use your own ink or markers or whatever you have. Okay, so that is on March the 27th, and I'll try to remember to post the link for that class in the description when I finish the Facebook Live. Okay, so that's one announcement. The other announcement is, don't forget, I have a February online ordering special. So if you shop online on my online store, you will get some free glitter dots. I think the whole time I was talking about the wrong glitter dots. These are the glitter dots. They look like this. See how they're a bit shiny? They've had a few different colors over the past little while, so I think these are the ones. So I am sending this to you free when you place an order on my online store, using the host code that I've noted here. So that's my February shopping special, and it is you just have to place a minimum $60 order. So 60 is the magic number to get my free gift for your online order, and 60 is also the magic number to take advantage of Celebration. So I will talk a little bit more about Celebration when I have the camera flipped over on the mount so you can kind of see everything a bit better. So for those of you just joining in, I see you guys joining in. That's wonderful. We have tons of people joining in today. It must be that horrible weather outside. You're able to get onto Facebook. You're not working diligently at your jobs. You're at home all curled up and warm, hopefully. So if you're just joining in, welcome. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I try to do a live Facebook video on my Facebook Live video on my Stampin' for Fun Facebook page. And if you comment, even if you're watching the recording, you're welcome to comment, and you'll be entered into a drawing this week. Every week it's kind of different prizes. This week I've got a Tranquil Tide marker and an Old Olive marker to raffle off. So make sure to comment to be entered in the drawing. And then if you share the video, so you can share it on your personal page, share it into a group or whatever like that. I love to share stamping. Some of you know me personally, some of you I haven't met personally, but I love to I think it's just happy stuff, right? There's all sorts of crummy stuff going on in the world. And sometimes it's good to take a little break from that and get into a little Stampin' escapism and do something that makes our heart happy. So why don't we do a little stamping now? Hi, Diane. Oh, you're saying hi to Missy. Okay, yeah, I don't know if Missy's on. Missy, yeah, it'd be exciting if you're on. I haven't chatted with you in a while. It's so great. Facebook Lives are great to connect with friends. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's do a little bit of stamping, and I want to share some new stuff with you and share a little bit about Celebration. So it'll be easier when I flip the camera over, and hopefully you can see everything. Yeah, Lindsay's saying happy cards for a dreary day. That's right. That's right. Oh, what's the weather in Nova Scotia, Debbie? It's not going to be good, it sounds like, eh? What's it like in Nova Scotia? Oh, it's sunny and clear. We're supposed to get a storm tomorrow. Yeah, maybe the same storm that's kind of moving east. I saw that it was moving east. Okay, so here we are. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I've got the camera on the mount. And hopefully you can still hear me. Let me know. Give me a like or whatever to let me know. Okay, let me give you a bit of a rundown on Celebration, and then we'll do some stamping. So Celebration only happens once a year from January to March. And then right in the middle, starting February 15th, I don't know if you can see that. Starting February 15th, they came out with some new Celebration products. So one of the most exciting things about Celebration is that you can get free products based on your shopping. So normally free products are reserved just for hosts or demonstrators, but this is the one time a year where you can get free products based on your personal shopping. So let me get the regular Celebration brochure so I can show you some of the great things in there. I'm flopping around in my Christmas slippers down here. We should all be happy that I'm dressed, actually, because it was such a dreary, cold day. I wanted to stay in my pajamas. Okay, so this is the Celebration brochure, and it talks about shopping. So with every $60 purchase, you can get a free item, and if you bump up your purchase to $120, you can get a free item, or you can get 2 of these free items. So I don't know if that's a little confusing, but let me show you here. So for example, this whole stamp set would be free, right? Isn't that awesome? A whole stamp set for free. All you have to do is spend $60 and Stampin' Up! Will give you a free stamp set. So there's a number of free stamp sets to choose from. This one is just one of them. And if your order's $120, you get to pick 2 of them, 2 stamp sets. So there's paper you can get free, wooden elements. Here's another stamp set, a few other stamp sets. So it's really an amazing time of year. Oh, this one's a favorite here. This one is still a favorite. So this is a great, great promotion. It only happens once a year, so I don't want you guys to miss it. But what's really fun, I know you guys have seen me stamping with some of this stuff, but what's really fun is starting on February 15th, there will be some new products released. Products that you can't see. Yes, Barb is like, more Celebration items. Yay, that's right, more Celebration items. So let me show you the extra Celebration items. So one is this stamp set here. It's called All Adorned. Sorry, I'm very not techie, so I'm very excited that I can even do Facebook Lives, but I'm very sorry about things like glare and shadows. I don't really know how to compensate for that. Okay, so this is one, and I'm going to use this stamp set today, so don't leave me because I'm going to do some stamping. This stamp set was designed specifically so that we can use the Stamparatus to help us line up our images. But I love the sentiment here. You're pretty much the best ever, ever. Okay, and then, so this is one stamp set, and then there is also an embossing folder. So let me see, I think I tidied it up and put it away. Here it is. Okay, and then with a $60 spend, you can also get this free. It is it's called Country Floral Dynamic Textured Embossing Folder. So I hope I'm not mistaken, but I believe this is a freebie as well. Let me check the little brochure to make sure. Yep. Okay, so with a $60 spend, so there you go. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I'll show you a card that I made with it. That's easier. Ta-da! Do I have it here or not? Sorry, I should really be more prepared. Okay, so this is a card I made with that embossing folder. Can you see it there? Okay, it really gives a deep impression. So this card I made for a swap. So the swap hopefully should be on its way to our friends in the United States who are swapping it out for me. And then in a few weeks, hopefully you'll get to see some other great samples. But anyway, that's this embossing folder here. And then, so that's with a $60 spend. This is with a $60 spend. And what about the option? They added an option for a $120 spend, $120 spend. So, it's so funny. I totally decide to clean up my craft cave, which doesn't help. Oh, Deb's asking, where is it? Where it is. What are you asking? Where what is? Sorry, you're going to have to clarify. Obviously missed when you were typing that. Okay, and then this beautiful, beautiful designer series paper. Let me show you what it looks like. Here's some more sheets of it. Okay, so this designer series paper, as well as the matching stamp set, right here. I don't know why I didn't have it all at the desk before I started. Okay, so the stamp set and the package of paper together is completely free to you when you place a $120 order. So, it's gorgeous. You have to see it in action. Well, you kind of did because I showed you the card, right? I even used the rock and roll technique. Maybe another day, maybe another Facebook Live, I'll show you how I made this card. But you can see the flowers. They just look really, they kind of have like a realistic look to them. Here, you can kind of see. Okay, so that's with a 120 spend. So that's the new goodies. But today, I always like to challenge myself with doing something where it doesn't attract me right away. And it's not until I play with it that I understand it. So I already knew from the get-go, this paper was my paper. I knew I need to buy packs and packs of this paper, no question. And then I knew that beautiful embossing folder, no question, must own it. And I'm a sucker for flowers, so no question, I had to own this. But this one, I was like, let me think how I can use this. So I made a very simple card, but I love it. For some reason, I just love it. I'll tell you why I think I love it. I don't know. But I'll tell you when I stamp it. But it's so, so classic, these images. So what I'm going to do is take out, first let's do some cutting with paper. You're going to see everything from start to finish. So if you've never done any stamping before, you will see it from start to finish. Let's move these things out of the way. Okay. Okay, so paper trimmer, very necessary. And I'm going to use some Whisper White thick cardstock. So our Whisper White thick cardstock is just a little kind of sturdier than our regular Whisper White. So when we're doing card bases, it's always fantastic. And then all I did was cut it at 5.5, and then I scored it at the 4.25 mark. Okay, so that's our card base. And then I decided to use a bright, cheerful color. I decided to go for the Blueberry Bushel. Okay, so it's a bright, happy, happy blue. It's such a miserable day outside. I really felt like a happy blue was necessary. So we're going to cut it. I'm just going to leave a 1/4 inch border. And so we're going to cut it at 4 inches. It's already actually cut at 4 inches. And then 5 1/4 inches. So, and the cutting blade is the dark blade here. Okay, and then we'll make one more layer of Whisper White. I'll just use the regular Whisper White cardstock. And so we'll cut it at another 1/4 inch smaller here. So you can see how I store all my scraps. I just stick them back in the package. Okay, so we'll go another 1/4 inch smaller. So it would be 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Okay, I see people are still joining in, which is wonderful. If this is your first time joining in live for Tuesday at 2, Facebook Live with Jen Stampin' for Fun. All you have to do is just comment, share the video. You can be entered into a drawing. And it's just my way. I love doing Facebook Lives just to share some stamping inspiration with you. Okay, so these are the layers for our cards. See how we've got just a 1/4 inch border all around. And I just wanted to keep this card really simple because simple sometimes is classic. We don't really need to complicate things if we can keep it simple. So I looked at these two images and it wasn't immediately intuitive to me, but as I looked closer, I realized these two images are supposed to go together. Can you see how there's like a little circles here and then there's circles here? So it's like these dots are supposed to fit in. So I was like, I think they're supposed to layer together. So let me show you how to do that. We'll take out the stamps. These are photopolymer stamps, and we just need our blocks here. I'm using a C block and a D block. I love our Stampin' Up! Blocks because they are very sturdy, and they have these great grooves along the side, so you really get a good grip. And when you have a good grip, it definitely helps with your stamped image being clean and crisp. Okay, and then let's take the other part of this medallion here. And we'll put it on here. Oh, you know what? No, I was going to use the Stamparatus. Okay, reverse, erase that. Let me get my Stamparatus for you, which I believe I tidied up in time. It's like I knew I was going to do this video. I had already planned what I was going to do, and then I promptly tidied it all up. So let me show you where my Stamparatus lives. It lives inside the Stamparatus bag, and it's not in the catalog, but it is available for purchase, this wonderful bag. I can't remember how much it is. Something in me says it's around $30. And it's got, here, I'll show you, it's got these fantastic pouches to hold your Stamparatus. I love that. So we'll just take our Stamparatus out, and we got to make sure we have both plates. So let me get the other plate out. Okay, and then I always keep a silicone mat, actually, with my Stamparatus. Because I find with the photopolymer stamps, especially when you're stamping near the hinge, that the silicone mat is very useful. So I guess that's all we need. Okay, so let's move our wonderful Stamparatus bag. Okay, so let me give you a bit of orientation to the Stamparatus if you've never used it before. It is sort of meant to be like a perfect placement tool when you're stamping. So right here, there's a plate, and then there's room for another plate up here. So the only thing you have to remember is you can't, like, it doesn't fold like this. Don't force this down. Okay, so when you're storing it, you just take one plate away when you're kind of storing it and putting it away. Okay, so, but I'll put the plate up here. And then on the underside, there is actually storage for magnets. Let me see if I can show you the underside here. See, there's storage for magnets. These are very strong magnets. I think I can get away with just using one. So let me get that one magnet out. Okay. Rewind. I don't need the blocks. Okay, so let me put this layer of cardstock right in the corner. And as I said, whenever I'm stamping near the hinge, I find, especially with photopolymer stamps, I find it handy to put on this silicone mat. And then I make sure the paper's butt into the corner here. And then I will use the magnet to hold the paper down. Hi, Judy. Okay, it's great that people are still commenting and saying hi, so feel free to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's start. I don't think it really matters which one we start with. Let's start with this one, the larger image. And I'm thinking I kind of want it right here. I want to try to center it, maybe a little bit up. Okay, and so that will be there, and we can stick it right on. And then that's why the magnet's important, so that when it goes, the paper doesn't disappear with it. Okay, so let's start with that, and I'll ink it up with the Blueberry Bushel. I love how everything coordinates, so we're using the Blueberry Bushel ink to match with our Blueberry Bushel cardstock. And then I'm just tapping here to ink it up. Can you see that? And then I'll just go straight down. Okay, and then straight up. Okay, and then we'll take this one, and what we can do is kind of, you can see when you're laying it on top how it really matches perfectly. Okay, and then we'll pop that on here, and then we can ink that up as well. Okay, so do you see how this is called two-step stamping? I think Stampin' Up! Was the creator of the two-step stamping concept. See what a detailed image that gives? And so the great thing about the Stamparatus is that if I wanted to make 10 or 20, these actually would be great as thank you cards, then everything's already mounted here. I just have to ink it up and boom, boom, boom. I can do a whole bunch at a time. It's so satisfying. You have no idea. So let me just put a little sentiment. There are a few sentiments on here actually. I could do the miss you, but I thought I'd do a hello, and I'm using the Well Said stamp set. This has all sorts of phrases, so many different kinds of phrases on here. So it's extremely versatile. So I'm just using the hello. So I'll just tap it on the ink pad. Sorry, I've moved the ink pad off to the side, but you get the idea. There's always this temptation to want to push really, really hard on the ink pad, but I find you don't need to push really hard. You can just tap, 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 and then kind of just go straight down and straight up. Okay, it's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. It's handmade. And so let's move this out of the way. We can put our card together. And this is what I mean by saying it's such a sweet and simple card. We can stick it down with some snail. And I think the reason why this card really appealed to me is because I have been doing a little bit of research on Greece, because the next Stampin' Up! Incentive trip this July is a Greek Isle cruise. And so just the colors blue and white really made me think of some of the Greek islands that I was looking at on the internet. And so this card just made me really happy because it's really making me look forward to the trip in July. It'll be a really special trip because we're bringing our son who is graduating from high school. So I thought it would be nice to bring him on the Stampin' Up! Trip with us. So again, super sweet and simple card. And I'm just reading Kate's comment. She says, it's a great idea. This could work really well for those that have joint problems. Yes. As a former occupational therapist, when they came out with this Stamparatus tool, that was actually the first thing I thought about. I thought about people with fine motor difficulties or visual perceptual difficulties in terms of placing things on the paper. I was like, this is, in the OT world, we call it an adaptive aid. So I was like, this is the perfect adaptive aid. It's an adaptive aid for me because when I stamp lots, this way I don't have to think too much about it. So anyway, this is a sweet and simple card. We're actually going to make it at Card Class this month. February the 27th is the card class. So if you're local, come out to Card Class because you'll get to make this card. You'll get to use the Stamparatus. I'll have everything all mounted for the Stamparatus in the class so you can try it out. And then these are the other cards we're going to make in class. on February the 27th. So if you're local, make sure you come out to enjoy that. And if it's too hard for you to come out to my classes, talk to me about booking your own private class. Even if you're long distance, I can do private Facebook classes where everybody can get kits in the mail, and you can still gather and make the cards, and I can visit with you via video conference. So there's so many options now with technology. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you how to use that new All Adorned stamp set. So let's talk about that stamp set. Okay, so hopefully that stamping inspired you. I can't remember if there's other things I wanted to stamp for you, but I'm going to flip the camera around now so that I can see your face, or I guess you can see my face when I'm talking. Let's see if I can flip it around. Okay, here we go. So I wanted to tell you guys about the great thing about these new Celebration items. So these Celebration items are free with your order. It doesn't start, these new ones don't start until February 15th. Okay, so they don't start till February 15th to get them free. But if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can purchase them ahead of time. It's called pre-ordering. So that's one of the huge perks about being a demonstrator, is that we get to pre-order. We get to see things first. We get to order things first. We get to play with things first. We get special announcements first. Not to mention we get 20% off anything we order at the bare minimum. So it's pretty amazing to be part of the Stampin' Up! Family. So if you want to get these first before February 15th, you can become a part of the Stampin' Up! Family and part of my team. I would love to have you as part of the Team Stick Stampers. We have such a great group of girls. We're very supportive and positive, which I love. In fact, this morning I made a card for my husband, and that was the first place I posted it. I posted it to my Team Stick Stampers so that I could share how excited I was and ask them what they thought of the card. And so we've got a really nice community there. And so if you want to be first to get the new products, you can just take advantage of the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit. Right now it is on sale. It's on sale. It is $135, no tax, no shipping in Ontario. It's always no shipping for everyone. I think there's a couple of provinces that might charge tax, but the vast majority, there's no tax, no shipping. And get this, for $135, no tax, no shipping, you get to choose $225 worth of product of whatever you want, including the pre-order items like this and like that beautiful paper. So it's not even available yet to get free as a celebration item, but you can put it in your starter kit. So I would love to have you as part of the team. And I just think it's like, I just can't imagine if you enjoy stamping why you wouldn't take advantage of it, because by itself it's just already an amazing deal. And Stampin' Up! Throws in a free paper pumpkin as well with your starter kit. So you get all the stuff you chose plus a free paper pumpkin. You're only paying $135, no tax, no shipping. And moving forward, you can order for yourself as much as you want and get that 20% discount. Not to mention all the great perks of being part of the Team Stick Stampers. So I just have to say that because we are almost in the middle of celebration and it's going to be gone really soon. So I don't want any of you to miss out. Either you can take advantage by shopping, you can take advantage by joining, you can take advantage by hosting. So those are the three things to enjoy during celebration. I would love to help you organize your own Stampin' Social. I was actually this morning getting ready for some different ones I have this month, and it's fun because you get to pick the theme of the cards that we do, so it's great. Okay, Andrea, she's already a Team Stick Stamper. She's like, too bad we can't join twice. I know, but then at least you get all the perks already. You've been enjoying the 20% for quite a while now. You're probably at 25% now. So many perks, so many perks. So it's great. And Andrea and I wouldn't even be friends if it wasn't for Team Stick Stampers. So it's so nice to be able to stamp together and visit together. So I guess that's it for my Facebook Live today. Thank you for joining in on Tuesday at 2. Just remember, every Tuesday I aim to get on here at 2 p.m. and share some stamping inspiration. Oh, Deb, she's giving a testimonial. She says she's my newest team member, and she's so happy, and she's happy she convinced me. I'm happy I convinced you too. Actually, I didn't have to convince her that much. I just told her about the deal. but it's so great, so great. So let me see. I guess that's it. So don't forget to comment to be entered in the drawing. Don't forget to share the video to be entered in the drawing. And oh, last week's winners. Okay, so last week's winners from the video, I did the drawing for anyone who commented either on the Facebook page, or some of you commented on the YouTube video because I couldn't do it live last week. So I entered you all into the drawing, and the winner was Karen Sullivan. So I think she's out in the East Coast. So I think I already have your address, Karen. So you will get a prize. I put it away already. Sorry, I don't remember what the prize is. I think one person gets a spool of ribbon, and one person gets, I think, some little enamel dots. And then the other winner for sharing was Maureen Power. So I think I saw Maureen pop on, so I'll get that out to you. So thanks so much for enjoying stamping with me. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and we will visit again next week. Bye.